death toll rising after Indonesia volcano. Tsunami destroys hundreds of homes and resorts. Indonesia is reeling from its second deadly tsunami in 3 months, after a high-wave event inundated beaches and towns on the Sunda Strait between Java and Sumatra on Saturday night. The death toll from the tsunami, apparently caused by volcanic activity on the island of Anak Krakatau, reached 222 late on Sunday, with 843 injured. But many more people are missing, and Indonesian officials warned the toll is likely to grow. Dramatic footage shows the wave hitting the stage, prompting onlookers to run and scream. Warning: this video contains distressing content. The disaster struck without warning around 9:30 p.m. local time, leaving scenes of devastation along both the western coast of Java and the southern coast of Sumatra. Hundreds of homes, hotels and other buildings have been destroyed or are badly damaged, officials said. Among those to have perished in the natural disaster were the band manager and bassist for the Jakarta pop band 17, who were performing at resort in Tanjung Lesung when a wave collapsed the stage from behind. Others were missing. Chilling television footage shows the band performing on stage when the wave strikes and sweeps them into the audience. Buildings and vehicles were severely damaged in the disaster. Credit EPA. At the coastal district of Pandeglang, at least 33 people died, 500 were injured, and 9 hotels were severely damaged. The spokesman for Indonesia's disaster management agency, Sutopo Purwonugroho, said there were many tourists visiting the beaches along Pandeglang when the disaster hit. There are no foreign national casualties, all were Indonesian citizens. He said Indonesian officials are now conducting studies to ascertain the cause of the tsunami and the probability of additional ones. At least 556 houses, 9 hotels, 60 food stalls, and 350 boats have been counted among the damaged buildings, according to the disaster agency. Along the beachfront in the Yenir district, on the west coast of the island of Java, cars were overturned, buildings severely damaged and trees ripped from the ground. Some villages were like ghost towns, with locals who fled the wave yet to return, while others not lucky enough to escape being swept away by the deadly tide. At a small government-run medical clinic by the beach, one of many along the road in the affected areas, survivors gathered to get medical care. They wore shocked looks on their faces as they received medical attention, and tried to account for missing loved ones. At one small site, 12 people, including 3 children, were killed. Another 33 people were injured, and 36 were listed as missing. The dead were a combination of locals and tourists in what is a popular holiday area for Indonesians, a local official said. The pre-Christmas tsunami is the latest in a series of natural disasters in Indonesia during 2018, including earthquake and tsunami which struck the Palu region on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi in late September, killing more than 2,000. An earthquake also rocked the resort island of Lombok in August. Saturday night's inundation also comes 14 years, almost to the day, since the Boxing Day tsunami, which was triggered by an earthquake off the north coast of Sumatra and killed more than 150,000 people in Indonesia, mostly in Aceh province. Residents look through rubble of flattened homes. Credit AP. The Indonesian archipelago is located on what is called the Ring of Fire around the Pacific, where most of the world's active volcanoes are located, and which is prone to earthquakes. Krakatoa is about 156 km west of the Indonesian capital, Jakarta. Its eruption in 1883 was one of the deadliest volcanic eruptions in the world, killing more than 36,000 people. A spokesman for the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade said the Australian embassy in Jakarta was making urgent enquiries to determine whether any Australians have been affected by the tidal wave that hit beaches in the Sunda Strait area. Prime Minister Scott Morrison said the high wave event was a terrible blow for Indonesia. We understand that at present there are no foreigners, let alone Australians, who have been impacted by this. This comes on top of what happened in Sulawesi. And so, as always, we're available to support the Indonesian government with these things, as requested. Photo inside a restaurant of when the tsunami struck. Credit not for syndication. Mr. Morrison said there had been no requests for assistance, and he was not anticipating any on this stage. Øystein Lund Andersen, an employee of the Norwegian embassy in Jakarta, was on holidays in Anyer, on the Javanese coast, with his family. When the wave hit, I was by myself at the beach photographing the well-known volcano, Anak Krakatau, when I suddenly saw a big wave, he wrote in a Facebook post. I had to run as the wave passed the beach and landed 15 to 20 m inland. The next wave entered the hotel area where I was staying and downed cars on the road behind it. It is possible that tsunami was caused by undersea landslides triggered by volcanic activity on Anak Krakatau. Ramatriano, the head of Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency, BMKG, said another tsunami was possible because Saturday night's wave had been caused by an eruption of the Anak Krakatau volcano, rather than an earthquake. Photo taken from the International Space Station shows Anak Krakatau erupting volcanic ash. Credit NASA. We are waiting for a status update from Anak Krakatau. The chance of a tsunami returning a second time is very small if it caused by an earthquake. But since this is caused by an eruption, it is a different case. We have to continue monitor. There was no early warning because it's a tsunami caused by a volcano. Indonesia tsunami death toll rises to 222, hundreds more injured. Bodies of tsunami victims are collected at a local health facility after a tsunami hit Kerita in Pandeglang, Banten Province, Indonesia, December 23, 2018. In this photo taken by Antara Photo and Araphoto/Azep Fathul Rahman/via Reuters. Bookmark. Jakarta, Indonesia's disaster agency said 222 people were dead and hundreds more injured after a tsunami struck coastal areas around the Sunda Strait, between the islands of Sumatra and Java on Saturday, December 22 night. 222 people are dead, 843 people are injured, and 28 people are missing, Indonesia's National Disaster Agency spokesman Sutopo Purwonugroho said on Sunday evening. This number is predicted to increase because not all victims have been successfully evacuated, not all health centers have reported victims, and not all locations have got complete data. He said that all the casualties were Indonesian citizens, with no foreign national casualties reported. The victims and damage occurred across 4 affected districts, namely in the Pandeglang, Serang, South Lampung, and Tanggamus regencies, he added.
Based on what we've seen on the ground, the rescue efforts are underway and have been since after the tsunami last night. Now, we are in the worst affected area, which is the Pandeglang region in Banten Province. What's left of this resort we are in at the moment in Carita district is a location where many victims were found as well, because it is located along the coastline and Carita is a domestic tourist hotspot. Now, I spoke to volunteers as well as members of search and rescue and the military as well, who said that they have been evacuating those who were injured as well as pulling out bodies from debris. I earlier also saw an excavator lifting heavy blocks of concrete from fallen structures as well. Authorities have warned residents to stay away from beaches, and there is a huge tide warning in place until December 25th.
Chani, what of the residents there? I mean, we have seen photographs. Obviously, they're trying to locate some of their loved ones or bits of their home, but the danger still is there. How are they coping?
Well, residents here that I spoke to are certainly shaken up. Most of them have lost people that they know. I also spoke to some residents who had evacuated their loved ones onto higher ground, and others who told me that they were looking for missing family members at that point when I spoke to them too. Having said that, people are also visiting destructed areas out of curiosity, and they are documenting the aftermath of the tsunami.
Hundreds of buildings were destroyed by the wave, which hit the coast of southern Sumatra and the western tip of Java about 9:30 p.m. 1430 GMT, following the eruption of a volcano known as the child of the legendary Krakatoa. National Disaster Agency spokesman Sutopo Purwonugroho said earlier on Sunday. The spokesperson had said that search and rescue teams were scouring rubble for survivors, with 168 confirmed dead, 745 people injured, and 30 reported missing across 3 regions.
Pasang anjir. Astagfirullahaladzim.
We're recapping reports of impacts from the tsunami that struck in the Sunda Strait, particularly Serang, Pandeglang, and South Lampung, he told Metro TV in an earlier statement on Sunday morning, referring to the tidal wave linked to an earlier eruption of Anak Krakatau volcano. Authorities say the tsunami may have been triggered by an underwater landslide following the eruption of Anak Krakatau, which forms a small island in the Sunda Strait between Java and Sumatra.
Orang tuh. Oh. Masih ada orang, halo. Masih hujan rintik-rintik, laut tenang. Silakan.
Video footage posted to social media by Nugroho showed panicked residents clutching flashlights and fleeing for higher ground. Rescuers carried the body of a victim at a makeshift mortuary in Kurita on December 23, 2018. Photo, F/Demai Sanjaya. Indonesian authorities initially claimed the wave was not a tsunami, but instead a tidal surge, and urged the public not to panic. Nugroho later apologized for the mistake on Twitter, saying, because there was no earthquake it had been difficult to ascertain the cause of the incident early on. If there is an initial error, we're sorry, he wrote. The wave swamped parts of the coast around the Sunda Strait, but was most damaging in Pandeglang district, on Java's western tip, where at least 33 people died and 491 people were injured. 3 people died further north in Serang, while 7 were killed in South Lampung, on Sumatra Island.
Udah makan tadi baru mabuk lagi.